Hello everybody and welcome to Storm Reigns, and it's time for the daily reading vlog. Hello everybody, it's 7 o'clock at night and you're sort of getting more of a one and done type of video, no clips or anything except for the clip I got of my brother finally coming down and fixing our lawnmower and putting the belt on. He does not know he was filmed. And of my father supervising, as you could tell. Ignore all the tall weeds and the grass that's like, I look like a jungle out there because, you know, when you don't have a belt on the lawnmower for a reasonable amount of time, grass grows. And the stuff that need to weed eat and everything, yeah, we need a little bit more of a high-powered weed eater than the battery-operated one that we have. So, yeah, it just doesn't really get done. When it's just me, it doesn't get done. Anyway, I almost didn't, like, film. I just thought, you know, it's already late and I haven't done anything today. So I just wanted to film, but, you know, I come on here anyway because I finished a book yesterday, so I should talk about it. And I finished a story, and so I should talk about it. And so that's why I'm here. And so the story I finished was Miri or Myri, I don't know exactly how you say it, in the Star Trek book. So I have one more story left and I will be finished. I'm on page 118 of 136, so that's how long the story is. That's what I got left. The last story is called The Conscience of the King, and then I will be finished with that book. And the book that I finished was Desert Heat by J.A. Jance, the first in the Joanna Brady series. I was a little bit behind, but I got caught up and everything. I got it finished last night, and it's pretty good. I really enjoyed it. You know, I kind of knew certain things about it, what was going to happen, but you didn't really know, like, who all was involved and who you could trust or anything. You were kind of right along there with Joanna Brady trying to figure things out with what happened to her husband and everything. And, you know, do you trust the DEA agent? Do you trust the cops around you? Because they are all saying it's suicide when you know it's murder. And, you know, things like that. And so, yeah, it was a pretty good ride of, you know, up and down. You didn't know what was going to happen. The one part that didn't really need to be there, I didn't really even think that much of it until the other ladies started talking about it. So I said, I'm just desensitized, I guess. It's there, and in the moment, I'm kind of like, ugh. And then after that, if you was to ask me if there was anything nasty in the book, I would have probably been like, I don't think so. Because I forget. It's the same like in a romance book when somebody asked me if there were sex scenes. I'm like, maybe. I don't remember. It wasn't anything, it didn't stick in my head because normally I skip that stuff, or it just kind of goes, and I just don't really pay that much attention to it. It's not really my thing, and I don't pay attention. So, there was a kind of an abuse of a woman by the bad guy in the beginning. It went a little bit farther than it needed to go, really, and everything, but again, like I said, after it was done, it just kind of floated right out of my head. So they were talking about it, and it really didn't need to be there. Yeah, it showed how nasty the bad guy was, but I think they could have done that in a better way. It didn't really need to be there. But this was from the early 90s, I think, this book, and it just kind of shows you like that, you know, kind of thing. You know, I think 80s and 90s books sometimes, they have a little bit rougher things. But then I think about Karen Slaughter and all the things that happens to ladies in her books. And I'm like, if you thought that was bad, don't read Karen Slaughter. And but yeah, overall, I liked it. There was this part with a trucker. It was probably my favorite because you were a little bit leery because she's Angie, the one lady who's being abused, is getting a ride with a trucker, and you just don't know which way that's going to go because it's a trucker and everything, and you're hoping that she's not getting herself into some kind of trouble and everything. And it was a really good part. I really liked it. I feel like that kind of made up for the other part the author put in and everything. But overall, I liked Joanna Brady. I thought she was pretty cool, and I'm curious to see like how things are going to go from now on. That definitely was a setup book for the series, so I do suggest you read it before you read any other like Joanna Brady's and things like that. I was asked by somebody if I thought you should read J.A. Jance's books in like publication order, and it might work out better for you that way. I mean, Joanna Brady intertwines with Beaumont at Joanna Brady 10 and Beaumont 16 and everything, and so that's why we started throwing in I wanted to throw in Joanna Brady because you know me, I can't just jump into number 10 Joanna Brady. I need some backstory and all that kind of good stuff and everything, so I was like, can we do that? And I do know that she has some other stories or series, and I think characters in those stories end up intertwining at some point with themselves. I don't necessarily think they come into Beaumont. I'm not sure. We're not that far down there yet. There's a lot of Beaumont books and everything, but Joanna Brady hits 2 Beaumont books through her series and everything. So it's not a spin-off per se. It's just a series where the author decides to make a couple stories where they connect. So I'm kind of curious because you would have thought they would have been in the same area, but like Beaumont's in Seattle, and Joanna Brady, I believe, was in Arizona somewhere. Cochise? Anyway, I think it was Arizona. I think. It's one of those hot, deserty places. But that's like really far apart. So I'm kind of curious to see how they're going to mesh together. Is Beaumont going to be chasing a lead down that way, or is she going to be chasing a lead up towards him and they're going to run into each other? It'll be kind of interesting to find out. But enough rambling about that book. I did like it, so it's good. I'm so far, I am really liking J.A. Jance and her books, so that's good. I found a new author, and I like that. It's been a lot of fun having this like little buddy read group that we have that have been reading them all too. It's a lot of fun that way. And so yeah, that's it. Update on my garden. I'm a little upset. This morning I went out after it rained and I checked my garden, and my zucchini plant was fine. I went back out there and looked at it just a little while ago, and this is what I have. Doggone deers or whatever. They didn't bother the other plants, the tomato plant, the cucumbers, no. But, I mean, it had to be something that just tore off a leaf and everything. So, it's not like a bug that ate into a leaf, or I mean the whole entire thing is gone, like on several of them, and they were just fine earlier. So I am not a happy camper because it was already not producing anything yet, and now probably they're probably going to just eat the rest of the leaves, and there's not really anything I can do about it. So it's just frustrating. Life gardening in the country with critters. Anyway, so that is pretty much it. So my brother finally, like I talked about earlier, got the belt on, but now it's supposed to rain like tomorrow, all next week, and everything. So I may be outside going, "Welcome to the jungle." Oh, and maybe out in the rain trying to mow. I don't know. Oh, but yeah. Fun times here in the Johnson homestead. Okay, I'm tired. I'm getting off of here. Hope you guys are having a great weekend, and I hope you enjoyed this for what it was. And if you did, give it a like and subscribe, and I will see you all next video. Bye.